did a story time in a long time, and I was just like, low key, a lot has happened since the last time that I did a story time. So why not tell a story? Well, I want to say, well, yeah, a lot kind of did happen, but yeah. So it's gonna be parts to this, and I'm not bald headed. I have a bun, by the way. But anyways, so yeah. This I don't know what it's gonna be called. Like, I want to call it a love triangle, but niggas was definitely not in love, so I don't know. I'm gonna just title it whatever. But this is gonna be the part 1 of it, and we're gonna get to how this all happened, whatever. So if y'all didn't know, my 9th grade year, I had went to Drew. If y'all know where that is, yo, my it just look bad. I had went to Drew my 9th grade year, or whatever. And I knew of this dude, and we gonna give him his regular name because I don't care. Cameron. So I knew of him, but I didn't really like I see him before, and I really thought that this nigga was a twin. Like, him and his brother looked alike. And I always thought they was twins, but I guess not. I ended up asking him, he was like, no, they're not twins. Whatever. So I don't know, following him on Instagram. I think I had followed him before. I don't know, I never followed him before. I just seen his Instagram before. And I had followed him, and he ended up following me back. And after he followed me back, he ended up following my spam. So after he followed my spam or whatever, we ended up, he would reply to my notes. And I think I was posting us about short niggas, and y'all, he's a short nigga. Like, me and him are the same height. So, I had said something like, if you're under the height of 6 foot, you can't say nothing. And he ended up replying to that. So I want to say this is like no, he replied to different notes before we actually started talking. But that was sometime in December. That's when, like, late December, when I was gonna go out of town, on like the 21st is when we started talking. I don't know how I remember that. No, I do remember, because he had, I was like, don't you still live like by this elementary school that I live by? And I live right across the street from the elementary school. And to my knowledge, like, because we used to ride the same bus, he lived like that, those apartments next to Tar Elementary, if y'all know what that is. He lived there. So I'm like, do you still live by Tar Elementary? He was like, how you know I live over there? I was like, because I used to see you on the bus or whatever. And so I think I ended up sharing my location, where he shared his location. No, I told him to share his location. He shared it, and I ended up sharing mine back. And we live like 3 minutes away from each other, y'all. Like, he live across the street, but like, as soon as you leave out my neighborhood, because I live right in the front, you can see his little townhomes or whatever. So I'm like, okay, we live close. And he was like, oh, I'm tempted to drive past. So he ended up speeding past my house, because he got like one of them fast cars, you know, whatever. So he ended up driving past my house and then sending me the video. I ended up hearing him and whatever. So that's how we started fucking with each other. And I ain't gonna lie, like, low-key, I like that. Because what do you mean you just drove past my house? Like, what? Y'all, I like that, okay? So, that was that. And we kept talking. Mind you, that next morning, I want to say like 5 in the morning, I ended up waking up so I can go out of town. Because my grandma and my auntie had came up here, and then they were picking me and my brother up to take us out of town. So we had went out of town, whatever. And, you know, we still kind of talking. And I want to say, if we started talking on the 21st, I think like by the 24th, like, it kind of felt like he wasn't really like messing with me no more. And I low-key peeped that. And I think I had said something to him about that, but he was just like, oh, I'm just bad at communication or whatever. And yo, on that 27th, I'm not gonna lie, I low-key got cracked by another dude. Like, it was not planned. Well, it kind of was planned, but whatever. I ended up just getting cracked by another dude, because I was just like, I don't know, I hadn't had sex in like 2 years. Like, I don't know, I was bored, y'all. I was really bored, and I was just like, fuck you. So I ended up getting cracked by another dude while talking to him. By the way, he didn't know this, and I still don't think he know. No, he definitely don't know this, because I was out of town, but he don't know about this. So I ended up coming back in town, and I came back in town on the 31st of December. January, it was after New Year's, like January 2nd or the 3rd, that's when me and him ended up linking. Now, what in my right mind did I decide to link with this dude for? I don't know. But it's like, when we linked, I already knew what we was gonna do. It was not like we was linking to chill or none of that. And in my head, like, I kind of didn't care about what we did because I didn't intend on continuing to talk to him or whatever. Because I know I had feelings for him a little bit, but it's like, I kind of knew he didn't have feelings for me back. So I was just like, fuck it. And mind you, I had just dyed my hair red. So I felt like that was like, I fell into the stereotype. Like, I don't know, like, I just started acting like a redhead. So I was really just young and turned around and just got cracked in his car on the 3rd. Well, I remember like I had got in a car and we ended up driving like by these warehouses or whatever, and we ended up doing it. And yeah, so after that, I had got home and I think I had said something in my notes, and he was like, what's wrong? And I was just like, nothing. But yeah, so I think I had told him either before we did it or after we did it. I know I told him after we did it though, that I was gonna ghost him. Okay, so this is editing me. I told him that I was gonna ghost him. Okay, after me and him had did it, there was like no aftercare. Mind y'all, I already kind of felt like he wasn't really messing with me to begin with. So it's like, that kind of was like the icing on the cake for me on why I was gonna ghost him. So it wasn't like, oh, I was just gonna ghost him just because of the fact, or just because I'm lit or whatever. I feel like it was that, but also because it was like, he gave me like a weird feeling after me and him had did it. There was no aftercare. He didn't ask me if I was good or nothing for real. He literally just dropped me back off at home. And he was like, no, don't ghost me. And y'all, I didn't ghost him. So I feel like I want to say I should have, but it's like, at the same time, because I know I still wanted to do it with him, because I didn't know who else I was going to do it with. So I was just like, why not with you still? We're still dealing with each other. And for like, up until my birthday, because mind you, this is January at this point. And I'm not gonna lie, I low-key was internet. I used to always post in my notes, and I still kind of do, but I used to like every 30 seconds, it's a new note. I kid you not. Like, I used to stay posting notes or whatever. And he didn't like that. Like, he really did not like that I used to be internet or whatever. And like, some of the stuff that I would post, it definitely was about, no, a lot of stuff that I posted was about him, I'm not gonna lie. If I posted like 30 notes a day, maybe 29 of them was about him. I'm not gonna lie. I used to post notes about this dude all the time. And yeah, like, he wasn't really fucking with that or whatever. And I want to say it was like January 18th, I think. I had went to Walmart with my mom. We was going grocery shopping. And I think I texted him, and I was like, what you think I gave it up too easy, so now you're not fucking with me? Because he was not texting me back. He was not texting me back. He like really was horrible at texting me. Like, sometimes I would text him one day and he wouldn't text me back until 2 days later. I never dealt with no dude like that before. And I'm not even that type of person. Even if I don't really want you and we're talking, I'm not just finna not text you for the rest of the day. Well, for the rest of the day maybe. But going hours and days without talking to me is crazy to me. So yeah, that's what I had said to him, and he ended up pretty much saying like something about him being done with me because I'm too internet and I act like his ex. And I was like, oh, I act like your ex. So I'm like, oh, I really gotta step it up, because you see where she at. She ain't with you no more. So I'm like, you know, I gotta get it together. Mind you, again, we were still sexually active with each other. So it was just like, I was just attached by this point. And mind you, I was supposed to be ghosting him. I was supposed to be hitting and dipping like I did the other dude. So I'm like, fuck. And to a certain extent, it's like, I kind of did want something with him. I feel like I kept how he acted in the beginning in my head. Like, I kept that in my head all the time. And I was just like, I liked it, you know? Like, I like how you treated me in the beginning. But it's like, you can't keep treating me like this. Like, you're not finna just turn around and just not talk to me. You're not finna keep saying that you better communication, because you're not. And I think what really had him mad that day, and for him to say that he was done with me, was also because he had just crashed his car. So that was that. And I ended up texting him. I ended up texting him like hella paragraphs. And I was just like, at the end of it all, I was just like, by my birthday, I was like, if you still fucking with me, text me on my birthday, which is like 3 days later. Text me on my birthday if you still fucking with me. And he didn't text me back. Not that day, but on, I think it was the night of my birthday, he ended up texting me. And y'all, so we ended up talking a little bit. And he had said something like, don't you want some birthday sex? Because I think I had said something about me wanting some. And that's when, you know, I don't think he said nothing about it, or he did say something about it. No, he did say something about it, y'all. He did say something about it. I had said something about birthday sex or whatever as a joke, but it seemed like he was not fucking with that joke. Like, it didn't seem like he really wanted to do it for real. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get somebody else to do it. And he was like, okay. And I was like, and I ended up going off him because I'm like, you don't care? Like, why don't you care? Or whatever. So, yeah, boom. That's why he ended up saying that to me on my birthday. And that's when that next day, on the 22nd, that's when me and him ended up doing it, because my birthday was January 21st. So, kept dealing with each other, and I'm like, okay. But it's like, again, I still had it in my head, he was really not fucking with me. Like, I kind of knew that he was not fucking with me. Like, even though it didn't matter how much I fucked with him, I knew that he kind of was not fucking with me as heavy as I was with him. And it didn't help it that I kept having sex with him. So it was like, I was getting even more attached. Weeks go past, and we still, you know, we still dealing with each other or whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool. So, I want to say around this time, it was like January, February. I can't remember which month it was, but I think it was like right after my birthday. His homeboy ended up texting me. His homeboy name is Carlos. His homeboy ended up texting me. Wait, no. Let me go back. So, boom. Me and Kim, we ended up like planning to link this one night. And I think it was last minute. It was pretty much, yeah, a lot of times that we ended up planning to link, it was last minute. It was the day of that we were saying something about it. And he was like, all right, cool. He was at his homeboy house. Mind you, me and his homeboys live in the same neighborhood. We're going to get into the other homeboy too. It's not just one. So, me and his homeboy live in the same neighborhood. He just lived like further towards a different direction, like towards like the back of the neighborhood. So yeah, he was like, all right, cool. So I'm like, all right, cool. He was like, he gonna come over, and I was like, all right. And it ended up taking him forever to come over. Like, I was just like, what's the point of you coming over at this point? Because it was taking him forever, I kid you not. So he ended up coming, and before he came, he had texted me. He was like, my homeboy asked, he was like, my brother asked if you got a homegirl. So I'm like, yeah. But I ended up texting her because she was dealing with her ex at the time and other people. So I was just like, I don't think it's gonna go nowhere. And on top of that, I'm not really the type to like, I don't think she the type to fuck with older dudes. Like, I'm the type to fuck with older dudes. I like niggas out of high school while I'm in high school. So, you know, I was just like, I don't think she really like fuck with that. And I know she definitely wasn't gonna fuck with his homeboy. So I'm like, yeah. I tried a little bit, but no. I didn't send them her Instagram, but he sent me his homeboy Instagram. So I'm like, okay. I ended up going to the homeboy Instagram. I look at him. I ended up texting my homegirl about it. She didn't say that she wasn't fucking with him, but I was just like, shit. Like, I don't know. She really didn't say nothing about it. So he come over. We spent some time together, you know. And then he ended up leaving. I think he went to his other homeboy house. And his name, Keontae. He ended up going to Keontae's house. Mind you, Keontae 2 minutes away from me. Like, I can literally walk there right now if I wanted to. I can't say that I see it outside my window because I don't. But Keontae's house literally boom, boom, boom. Right around the corner. Carlos' house is like, he's further away from all of us, honestly. But it's still in the same neighborhood or whatever. So, boom. He ended up going to Keontae's house because I'm looking at his location. And I think that night or that next day, Carlos ended up following me on Instagram. So I'm like, how the fuck this nigga get my Instagram? I had his, but I didn't think he had mine. So, I think I had asked Cam like how your homeboy got my Instagram, and he was like, oh, I was showing him who house I was going over or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. So his homeboy ended up texting me. He was like, yo, or yeah, he said yo. So I'm like, okay, maybe he texted me about my homegirl, maybe. As we keep talking, I can't even show y'all these messages because these messages are like, he deletes messages. So I thought he deleted these messages, and apparently he didn't delete nothing. But usually he kind of do, so that's why I thought that. But I have the messages. He's one of them. He deletes messages. He texts me. He like I think he was like, I forgot what he said, but he was trying to fuck with me, like, you know, he was on that. And I'm like, are you aware that I fuck on somebody that you know? Like, and he was like, something about him not caring and that it's only gonna be a one-time thing between me and him. So I'm like, huh? Like, never mind the fact that this is your actual homeboy. Like, he knew that I was dealing with Cam. So in my head, I was really just like, are you setting me up? And I kept asking him, I was like, are you setting me up? You low-key a fucked up nigga, I ain't gonna lie. Because for you to be like, for you to know that I'm fucking with your homeboy, and at the time, like, in the moment, I didn't think that he knew that I fucked with Cam, but I didn't put it past him that he didn't know. Because no way that you texted me and your homeboy said something about you last night. I feel like had he not said something about him last night, like had sent the Instagram, then I probably wouldn't have known that they was homeboys, y'all. And I probably would have like fucked with him. But because I knew that they was homeboys, I definitely was not going for that. So I'm like, I'm not doing this shit with you. So he ended up, mind you, he followed me on my main and my spam at the same time. So I'm like, what the fuck? Boom, I ended up not going. I think he unfollowed me. Yeah, he ended up unfollowing me. And then at some point he blocked me. So I'm like, okay, that's weird, whatever. Mind you, I'm texting Cam. I'm like, are you setting me up? He was like, why would I be setting you up? You know, he being dry or whatever. And I'm just like, and I'm telling him like, I'm not telling him like, hey, your homeboy is texting me or trying to fuck with me. But I'm like, he not letting up. Like, I'm saying like slick stuff like that. Like, but he's not questioning me either. That's why I was really just like, are you sure you're not setting me up? Because you're not even questioning like, well, what is going on? You're not like, that's why I'm like, so you must know that your homeboy texting me. But whatever. I still don't know if he knew that his homeboy was texting me or what. But it is what it is. So time goes on and me and Cam continue to fuck with each other. Now, I want to say, I don't want to miss out on stuff. If I miss out on stuff, I'm going to tell it in the next story time. But me and Cam keep fucking with each other. And no, it's not going good. We're just linking and just doing the do. And it's a bye. But mind you, I'm starting to, like, at this point, I'm starting to cry over this dude. Like, it would be, like, times where I'm really sitting there thinking, or we're talking, and it's like, no, I can't even say we was talking because he would barely text back, y'all. Yeah, if he would text back, then it'll just have to be a good day for him to text back because he was not texting me back for real. Or if he would text back, it'd be dry. So the only time I was really able to talk to him was like in person if I tried to talk to him or whatever. And I don't know, like, my heart was really kind of hurting over this dude because I'm like, he won't tell me what it is. Like, even though it was like, yeah, we clearly was just F buddies, you're not, like, I don't know, I just wanted to hear him say like, hey, this is what we are, so I could just stop tripping over him. And he never told me that that's what we were or whatever. So I'm like, whatever. I was telling him that I would cry over him. He was like, why are you crying? And I would tell him, and I don't think he would give a fuck, you know. But okay, boom, sometime in March. So I think, no, we stopped fucking with each other late February, I think, or early March. He ended up just ending it or whatever. Okay, so y'all, I keep getting like the dates mixed up, and at first I wasn't going back to read the messages, but like now that I'm editing, I am now. So we stopped fucking with each other mid-March. After I already messed with his homeboy, that's when me and him stopped messing with each other. And I'm like, dang, okay. So this time I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna let you go. And me and his homeboy, I ended up texting the homeboy because the homeboy, Carlos, he ended up giving me his number before we stopped talking. He was just like, oh, something about if you fucking with me, then hit me up or whatever. He sent me his number. I ended up taking a screenshot for the fun of it or whatever. And I still had that screenshot. No, I think I had deleted it, but I had one of my recently deleted, and I ended up recovering it, and then I ended up texting him. Worst mistake of my life, I swear to God. Oh my God. Worst mistake of my life, I promise you. I wish, like, I don't even regret a lot of things, but that's something that I regret. I regret Carlos in general, y'all. Can't stand this nigga, okay? So, yeah, ended up recovering, dude, Instagram, whatever, and I hit him up so, you know, me and him could link or whatever. My jaw already knew what he was on, so it's like I'm not ever gonna sit up here and just be like, oh, I just want to talk. Like, no, I already knew what he was on. No, I think I did sit up there and was just like, oh, I want to just talk. Because I was like, I don't really want to do, but I was just like, you know, I just want somebody to talk to. Because Cam wasn't doing it, so shit, I need somebody. Mind you, really all I wanted from these dudes was just to talk. I didn't even really want to crack. Like, I didn't want a relationship with nobody but Cam. Now I wanted a relationship with the other. Well, no, did I want a relationship with the other? I kind of did want a relationship with the other dude. But Carlos, I definitely did not see that with him. I just wanted to talk or whatever. So multiple times he was like, I'm not just finna just talk to you, you know, and whatever. And I'm just like, yes, we are. We're going to just talk. Long story short, we ended up doing it. May 11th, we ended up doing it. Now, I'm saying all these dates for a reason, kind of. But remember, May 11th, March 11th, we ended up doing it, right? Boom. So, something tragic kind of ended up happening. And with that situation that happened, he was the only person who had knew, but it was because of him. So I had ended up going to the source, because duh, like, I really felt some type of way. And he ended up saying that he was going to be there for me. Now, with that being said, I feel like that's what kind of had me attached over him. And I didn't even have feelings for him. I just was attached to him. One, because I feel like we, you know, did what we did together. But the fact that, you know, the situation that you put me in. So it was just like, that kind of made me like attached or whatever. And also him saying that he was going to be there for me and him not being there for me really kind of like made me feel some type of way. So me and him ended up getting into it over that. And I'm just like, you know what? Whatever. So I think like that whole week, I literally got into it with that dude every day about it. Time go past or whatever. Mind you, me and Cam had stopped fucking with each other at this point. That's why I ended up hitting his homeboy up. And Cam ended up hitting me up again.
Okay, I keep stopping the video. But those messages on March 15th that I showed y'all already of Cam like ending it with me, which was after me and Carlos had did it. I think a few days later, I think either that next day or a few days later, he ended up hitting me up again trying to link. And this is what I'm talking about right here.
A link. So I'm like, all right, cool. That first night we ended up linking, I just got in the car. I had woke up because I was trying to link with him before that, but I ended up waking up and he was like, oh, I'm on the way. And I'm like, okay. Go outside, gave him a hug. I kind of wanted to cuddle, but I ended up telling him that afterwards. So went outside, gave him a hug, and then ended up going back in the house. Mind y'all, don't make it seem like I don't want nobody to think, oh, I'm just like a simping ass girl.
Okay, so like I kind of was a simping ass girl, but I had texted him, do he want a hug as a joke, only because he was trying to see me that night and I couldn't see him that night, but I ended up seeing him that night to give him a hug, but whatever.
Oh no, I think he had texted me and said something. I forgot what he said, but I was like, something about me giving him a hug. I had said something like, oh, I could give him a hug. I'm gonna try to find these messages, bro. Hold on. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm irritated. Because why did I say half of the stuff that I said to this dude? I was like so delusional over him. And it's like, looking at this stuff, I would really be sending him a lot of messages. Like, one message, I would really like be responding to some shit. And then the next message is like, you not texting me back, so what's up? Like, you know, I'm just going off on him. And then I send the next message, or like, oh, I miss you. Like, oh my gosh, what the freak. But boom, so that's when I was like, I had told him, he had tried to link or whatever, and I was just like, I kind of can't, because, like, if I do, I would pretty much have to sneak out or whatever. And I wasn't finna sneak out. Well, to my knowledge at the time, I wasn't finna sneak out. And I had sent him my work schedule because I'm like, I kind of can't link with you or whatever, like how we usually do, because we usually link up in like the daytime or whatever. But I was working at the time, so I was like, I kind of can't link with you or whatever. And I was like, but if you want a hug right now, I can give you one. He was like, all right, I'm gonna come give you one when I get back to that side of town. That's when at like 12 in the morning, he ended up coming, and I ended up sneaking out the house. I ended up just walking clean on out the house. I didn't think that my mom and my brother was up at the time, but y'all, they was still up, and I just walked clean on out the house. But that's when I gave him the hug. So that was our first time linking since me and him had stopped talking, I think. Looking back at the messages, I guess we were still talking, but whatever. I know that was our first time linking since we stopped talking, though, for sure. We continued to talk, like, and there would be times where it's like he wouldn't text me back, and I just was accepting it. I was just like, okay, you're not gonna text me back, whatever. I just let him not text me back. And I remember on a Friday, he ended up texting me trying to link. So I'm like, okay, boom. And I think we ended up linking that Friday. Yeah, that same day we ended up linking, I think. And that was, me and him did not do nothing. So I ended up going, yeah, we was in his car that day because he couldn't come in the house. I told him not to come in the house or whatever. So we ended up just sitting in the car or whatever and talking. He ended up telling me his middle name was LeBron. I do not believe that. I really do not believe that, y'all.
And y'all, that makes me think about something. He's really a liar, because he talking about something like February 15th, he said he had to turn himself in. Y'all, why that same night he was at a car meet? I said, oh no, like I really thought he had to turn himself in, and thought he was going to have to do time for, it was for speeding or whatever, but he ended up having to go to court about that. I don't know if he really lied or what, but I really do feel like he lied.
Whatever. I ended up sitting on his lap and stuff, like, you know, just doing whatever. And long story short, before I got out of the car, I ended up giving him head, right? So nothing really happened. Like, we usually kind of crack, but we didn't crack or whatever. So I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, it is what it is, right? My just after I fucking tomboy. So I feel like that was always in the back of my mind. But y'all, in that car, like, I really felt like, oh my gosh, like, me and him are getting closer. I can't take myself serious with this only because of the fact that it's like, I was literally doing this stuff thinking that we was really gonna be something, and it's like, I knew we wasn't gonna be nothing, but I was just delusional. And you know, I was really really trying to talk to this dude for real. Like, I was so delusional, because I was like, oh, what you doing for your birthday? I was like, what you want for your birthday? He was like, I don't want nothing for my birthday. And I'm like, okay, like, what do you like? He was like, I don't like nothing. Like, I really was trying to do something for this nigga birthday, and he was like, no. Like, y'all, he was so dry with me. Like, yo, I kid you not, he was so dry with me. It was just like, why are you still dealing with me at this point? And I felt like that's why I was like still dealing with him, kind of. Well, shit, that's not the only reason why I was still dealing with him, but it's like, it's in my head, I'm really just like, why would he still deal with me if he don't want me? I was the real bird back then. Anyways, so we're gonna leave off right there. That's gonna be the first part of the story time. More comes after that, right? But I don't feel like telling all of that right now, because it goes into other stuff or whatever. So boom, we're gonna end off right there. I also have another story time to tell about me and my ex. I don't think I ever talked to him about y'all. Yeah, I never talked to him. I never talked to y'all about him. So I think we might get into that story time. The only reason why I don't really want to tell it is only because it's like, it's not that entertaining, by the way. Like, I don't think it's that entertaining. And it's gonna be parts to that story time probably too, but I might get into that or whatever. So yeah, make sure y'all watch this story time, and then let me know if y'all want, well, let me know which story time y'all want. If y'all want the one with me and my ex and how that happened, I'm gonna give y'all a little brief overview. That was my ex that I was stuck on for the longest. We ended up talking again. Not that much happened, but he ended up talking to somebody else. So that's that story time. And then this part 2 of this story time where me and Kim, how me and him ended, how me and his homeboy ended, and how I fucked with his third homeboy. Well, his second homeboy. Let me know which one y'all want. And then, yeah, I'm gonna talk to y'all about that.